today here to have our Edge Connect assignment, and we are here to discuss and get some insight from his experience of what he has learned in the industry and how industrial knowledge is very important for us. Ask you some questions and gain some insights from you. So,
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Soumya.
uh,
Yeah, it's
hello.
been.
My first question would be, would you please introduce yourself and your industry and what is your current work?
Yeah, surely. Hi, I'm Anshul Joshi, and I hail from Dehradun. I completed my BTech from DIT University. I was a graduate of 2022 batch, and got campus placement in 2022 only while I was in my seventh semester. Uh, Joined SMS group. The full form of SMS, it's like Schlumens and Zemek. It is a German firm, and I work here as a design engineer. So joined here as an intern, then converted to graduate engineer trainee, then after the full time engineer, and right now I'm working as a senior engineer over here. So it's been a 4 years of journey until now, and it's been really good journey over here. So
So thank you, and we really liked what you told about your journey. And we have also have like a fellow friends who are in our group. So I would like to introduce them. They are like Divyanshi, Vasudha, Ashi, Anamika, Akshata. So they would also like to interact with you. So please.
Companies expect from MBA fresher graduates? And also, please tell us that what are the mistakes the graduates make
mhm.
while the selection process?
Okay. Your question is like quite specific, Ashi. Like to answer this, like for particularly in the MBA freshers graduate context, it's a bit difficult for me, but I can tell you in totality, like what do we as a company look in our graduates or the freshers that those are hired. So most importantly, it is about your uh, part of your technical skills. So if I have to give weightage, the fifth around 40% goes to your technical skills, but rest of the 60% goes to your how you carry yourself, how your personal skills are, how your people skills are. If you are able to have a good grasp on your personal and the people skills, which comprises of 60%, and your technical or the technical aspect of the knowledge is still not at par at the 40% or bit less than that, you'll be able to make it into the corporate. But uh, recruiters or the our seniors who goes to the interview see in the freshers or graduate is their ability to gel up with the current team they are going to be hired in. So when I joined, I was like interviewed for about 30 minutes. I gave two answers incorrect. Rest were correct, but I gave two answers incorrect. Uh, and I knew that I blew it up. Like it was like totally, but it was due to my interaction with the bosses or the recruiters. My bosses, who is my current boss, he took my interview, and my recruiters. So it was the interaction which I had with them. It was quite fruitful. So we had a chat. They asked me about my like complete journey since from the beginning of schooling until the university. I had good grades, but I think more than that, it was how I presented myself in that interview, how that interview was carried out. So, so all of the graduate, my basic uh, advice will be to be more open uh, about getting the knowledge from the recruiters. Like they will ask you questions, they will try to fumble you. They will ask you questions where they are sure that you will not answering it. But it's all about how gracefully you handle it. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Anshul.
you're welcome.
So, hi Anshul. What advice you would give to MBA students entering the corporate world? And what are the biggest challenges fresh MBA graduates face in companies?
Okay. So being from a particularly core engineering company, so our fundamental business is with the iron and steel and being a technology supplier.
Okay.
But it's always the management which is required in each and every firm, no matter what kind of business they are in. Management is always required. So it is the MBA students who are hired from the universities to manage day-to-day working, to manage the departments. And the key thing that MBA graduates shall know is how to gel up with the stakeholders, like all the teams you have in your company. Talking about my company, we have like multiple departments. There are multiple COEs to coordinate to create a coordination between these COEs, the Center of Excellences. A MBA graduate or a MBA candidate is must. So recommendation to all of you will be uh, to develop your personal skills, like people skills. Because if you are able to comprehend what are stakeholders saying, what are their demands, how teams are being organized in the firm, that will be of great help to you.
Good evening, sir. I wanted to ask you how important is resume and the actual skills of the candidate while in the hiring process?
Okay. First of all, hi Divyanshi. It's recommended not to use the sir in the corporate setup if it's like the age gap between us is like not so much or the seniority level is not so much. It's often regarded to address as with the first name to have a better or the more familiarity with the person you're talking to. And coming to your question about the resume and your CVs, your resume CV shall strictly be within your domain, like job you want to apply for. So you shall keep that in mind. What are the key requirements for that job? You shall align your CV in that particular context. Then comes the another section, which are your extra works, like which are not particularly related to the job, but can be considered uh, as a kind of a skill which can be useful that particular job. So if I'll say you are in the university right now, there might be a fest or something like that. If you are organizing or part of a organizing team in any of the fest, that particular experience cannot be the only highlight of your CV, because you will write up the context as per the job you are applying for, but you will not miss this particular detail as well, because organizing a fest or organizing any kind of function within the university or at any level, this will be considered taken as a kind of a skill that you have to manage people, to lead any teams. So it's basically about the context of the job, the requirements, and then comes about the things which revolve around it. Yes, and never fail to mention your hobbies. It works.
Good evening, sir.
I-
Sir, I want to ask on what recruiters should focus most in the interview.
okay. I guess it's again. I'll repeat my answer for that. We have like I have answered it to you. I guess to Ashi, to Soumya, your like assessment or anything. Second will be your interview, which will be the technical part, and then comes a fit round where they analyze your fit, if you will be able to fit in the company or not.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Good evening, Anshul.
Hi, good evening.
I would like to ask you that how technology is shaping your industry.
Yes. Okay. You have add on to that, or can I answer?
You can answer.
Okay. No, you. If you have any like add on to that, please add. I have a like. It's a very good question. We are in the world where AI is going to lead. I was I was a kind of a person who used to thought that how it can affect me or my job because I am an engineer. My any of my work doesn't like start without lifting a pen. I have to lift a pen, a paper, take a paper to write everything, solve the calculation, and I was like, how AI can affect my job or how it can help me. I was a bit, skeptical about it. But considering the progress it's being made in this field, I am able to solve, if not about full 60 or 70%, but about 40% of my tasks are being solved by AI. Incorporate AI in your day-to-day task, each and every task. If you want to create an Excel, use AI. You want to solve an Excel, use AI. You want to analyze a data, anything, it can do anything.
Uh,
So, Anshul, can you please tell me about your PhD topics or research area? You haven't told us about that.
Okay. So while we were talking about the recent trends in the my industry or something like that, I was chosen as a research candidate from my company to carry out the research in the University of Genoa, that is in Italy, and it is regarding this particularly green steel or the green metals. And with this, you can think like how the trends are currently in this particular industry or in any industry.
So, anybody has any question?
So, Anshul, could you please tell us about the hiring process in your company?
Okay, yeah. So generally, hiring starts in the month of around December, November, because you have to induct the first of all fresh graduates as an intern. So it starts around November, December, and then the freshers are inducted as an intern. It is a kind of a 6 months of a period where they are being given tasks. They've It is checked that if they are going to be fit, they are a fit for organization or not. It's not that you are being judged on the type of work you are like, how well you carry out your work. You are not being judged on how well you can carry your work, but you are being judged how enthusiastic you are about learning anything. So talking about my experience, when I joined, I was like very much that I know many things, and but industry is completely different. What you learn in your programs, I'm not sure about MBA, because MBA is like, I think it is kind of a very practical program. But uh, talking about my BTech, they teach you about the basics of the subjects. But what you do in the industry, it's kind of a flip. So if you're learning about head, it's tails. So but it's not always like your knowledge is waste or something like that, because you will use those concepts. If I talk about my engineering, I use my engineering concepts in my everyday life. Problem solving is one of the biggest skills you can learn. It's not like how to pick the pen or solve or something like that. It's how mentally aware you are at particular point of time. So expectation from the fresh graduates is that how easily you can get your work done, or how enthusiastic you are about learning, how well you can carry yourself in the pressure, in the situation which are demanding, like you have a lot of pressure on you sometimes.
Okay, thank you so much.
What would you recommend us on during my MBA to prepare for the industry or corporate world?
Mhm. Learn basic softwares such as MS Office. It's considered as an old thing, but it's must. You shall know your Excel, you shall know your Word, you shall know how to create a good presentation. And biggest suggestion, do it with AI. It makes your life easier.